Hello, Warren.
And Landon.
Here again with the Peach State Prime channel. And as you may have recalled, we were at Burger King the other day, enjoying some of their Mandalorian and Grogu options. So now it's time to see the Mandalorian and Grogu. So we're going to see, how the movie is. I know that it's gotten some mixed reviews. I can't imagine us not liking it.
We like anything Star Wars, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, with a few exceptions here and there, we generally like all the Star Wars media. TV shows, cartoons, and the movies, and of course, the attractions at Disney.
Yeah.
Hope you'll join us. We'll see the movie and, of course, share our thoughts afterwards. Not really sure if they have any exclusive popcorn buckets or merchandise or anything. So we'll just see. But we are here back at a picture show where we saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie and did our reviews. So we'll see how that is, and stick around.
I think this is the way to the door.
Oh, yeah. Right, we will be in Theater 3 today, but real quick, they did have exclusive popcorn buckets and cups. Landon, you want to show off the cup?
Yeah. I actually really like
Here,
this
show
cup.
me the other side. Has Mandalorian and Grogu.
I really like this cup.
And then you got the classic looking poster on the popcorn bucket here. So, not one of the 3D looking ones, but really cool and actually reusable pretty easily. Okay, we are in Theater 3. Let's find our seat. And we're on the
turbo engine.
Kia.
other end over here.
If your home is older than 15 years, listen up. This is for you.
You expect reliable water, but instead you get a trickle. A simple shower.
All right, Landon, so what'd you think?
I thought it was a really good movie. The favorite character for me was obviously Grogu.
Yep.
And if it was turned into a Lego Star Wars game, that would easily be the hardest one.
So I thought it was good as well. Definitely a longer movie compared to a lot of films that come out today. But it was good. Oh, it looks like it rained a lot when we were in there.
It smells like it.
So I'll finish giving my thoughts in the car here so we don't get run over or anything. So again, thought it was a really good movie. As I was saying in the parking lot, a little long. It almost felt like it was multiple stories, kind of. I mean, they were all interconnected and dependent on each other, and they happened in sequence. But it almost felt like you definitely had definable acts in the movie, where that's sometimes hard to really, pinpoint when you see, whether it be Star Wars or any film. So that was kind of unique about it. I honestly don't understand why some of the reviews are so mixed. There was one section, again, I don't want to get into spoilers, that may have dragged a little bit, but I think it was important to the story, and, it showcased Grogu, and, Grogu always steals every scene he's in, so, I thought it was done very well. A couple of things of note. The music was good. It was actually kind of interesting. You had I guess you could compare it to Rogue One or maybe even Solo. I haven't seen those that much recently or from the same viewpoint. But, you don't really get that famous Star Wars music or score throughout by John Williams. It is very driven by the Mandalorian theme song from the show, and then a couple different takes on that, as well as this one piece of music that's really kind of more electronic or techno-based. Reminds me more of something from Tron that, you really had throughout the film. But it was enjoyable. Special effects are what you'd expect from Star Wars. Some of them almost looked a little bit more retro, like stop motion, especially on some of the droids. I don't know if that was intentional to represent stop motion or even if it was, but it kind of had that old school Star Wars feeling to it. A couple other things I'll say is, you really didn't get any other appearances by, a lot of the characters who have been, had major parts throughout the different seasons of the Mandalorian show. It mainly is, you get a couple, but not any of those that were exclusive to the show or originated in the show. It's widely known that Zeb's in it from Star Wars Rebels. Sigourney Weaver's character, it's kind of, her first appearance. And then you have, who else? But yeah, not a lot of big legacy Star Wars cameos, if at all. So don't go into it expecting that. Again, this is the Mandalorian and Grogu, and it stays true to that the whole time. Not saying there isn't any other familiar faces in it, but, manage your expectations appropriately. Everybody knows that Rotta the Hutt's in it, and, of course, he goes way back to the Clone Wars show, and actually, I believe the pilot for that show, that was a movie, and, he's probably the biggest name that you'll get, but, a lot of good character development there, and really in all the characters, even the Mandalorian and Grogu himself. You don't really get into, and again, when I talk about other characters, you don't really have any of the other Mandalorians in the movie that are in the show, but you still get, the familiar catchphrase, this is the way, and, all that same mythology that goes with them. So it's still very much present. Like I said, Grogu still's the show, and, I'm sure there'll be all sorts of other adventures involving the Mandalorian and Grogu going forward. So, Landon, anything else you'd like to say?
Oh yeah, so I did some research about this movie. So this movie is, instead of them making a whole new season, it's a movie.
Yep. Very true. Warren, did you want to add anything? No? Okay. But anyways, yeah, like Landon was saying, I very much could have seen this being a another season of The Mandalorian. I believe it would be, season 4. And of course, you got Ahsoka and the Book of Boba Fett that also kind of act as in between, seasons as well. Just in that same time frame. But, I think it worked well as a movie, especially seeing it in a theater is nice. The last time we got a Star Wars mainstream release was Episode 9, I believe it was Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Because, I believe Solo and Rogue One came out before that. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But it was just nice having an epic Star Wars story on the big screen again, rather than, the very enjoyable, but, not quite the same, mini-series. So, it's nice to see that again. And, let's see. I believe that's about it. If you're a fan of Star Wars or just a Mandalorian, I think you'll enjoy this movie. If you've never seen The Mandalorian, I might go watch that first before seeing this movie, so you get a better appreciation. If you've only seen Star Wars from the movies, you might be a little lost as far as who these characters are and what their significance is. So I would definitely go and watch at least The Mandalorian, if not Ahsoka and the Book of Boba Fett as well. But anyways, again, our family enjoyed this. It was a great Memorial Day movie. Not a whole lot had changed. It was its own thing within the Star Wars universe. If you enjoyed this video, I do invite you to give it a like here on YouTube. And, of course, subscribe for more content like this, as well as other fun videos, including travel videos with attractions, theme parks, events, fun places to eat and shop, all that good stuff.
Mandalorian and Grogu Burger King video.
Yes, and of course our Mandalorian and Grogu Burger King video that we did. So, of course, subscribe to get alerted of new videos, and leave a comment. Have you seen the film? What do you think of it? Do you think you're going to like it? Why did you or did not like it? Put it that way. Share your thoughts. And, of course, if you happen to be into another science fiction property, Transformers, I do have a whole channel dedicated to that, including reviews and other fun stuff of figures. That's Peach State Prime Transformers, so feel free to check that out. But anyways, that's enough of me going on about this movie and stuff. Hope you have a great day. Thank you very much for watching this video, and God bless.